There it is. Thank you. Okay, it's 11 o'clock. We will call to order the Property and Facilities Committee meeting of the Board of Regents, State of Iowa. We could note who's in attendance. Our first order of business are the minutes of the August 1st, 2017 committee meeting. I think all the members have copies of that. Are there any questions or additions or corrections on that? Okay, great. Hearing none, those will be approved by consensus. Next is our annual facilities report, and I'll call on John Nash to run through those.
Thank you, Chair Dokovich. To present the annual facilities report, let me introduce my colleagues. Rod Leonard, Senior Vice President of Finance and Operations and University Architect with the University of Iowa. Paul Fellini, Associate Vice President of Facilities Planning and Management with Iowa State University. Michael Hager with the University of Northern Iowa. John Kuhl, Assistant Administrator with the Iowa School for the Deaf and the Iowa Braille and Sight Saving School. And Marina Johnson, Executive Director of Iowa Public Radio. The annual facilities report not only includes our request for state funds for FY 2020, but it is a very broad overview of Regent facilities. It includes progress on fire safety improvements, the correction of deferred maintenance, collaboration between the institutions, and simple facts about the sheer size of all Regent facilities. As shown on the slide, shown on the screen above, the Regents manage and maintain 64% of all state of Iowa government facilities. And you can see the Regents represented in the tall bar there. The lower half of the bar, representing 64% of all state of Iowa government facilities, the lower half is the general education fund facilities, and then the upper half includes our self-supported auxiliaries, such as the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, athletic facilities, residence halls, utilities, recreation facilities, parking structures, student unions, and the Iowa State University Agricultural Experiment Station. So what we'd like to do is do the presentations of the facilities report with the 5 institutions, and then if you don't mind, if it's okay with the committee, we just take questions after the 5 presentations are all done. So, Rod?
Will this queue up? Do I need to?
Where's our? Just a second.
Thank you. Thank you, fellow Regents and Chair Dokovich. Thank you for the opportunity to summarize the University of Iowa's Facilities Governance Report, an annual report that gives us all a chance to look at what we are doing, what we continue to do on our campuses, to be stewards of our campuses at the University of Iowa over the last 170 years. As we often do, some basic facts related to our institution, some of the often unseen areas, lower left-hand corner, for instance, the utility infrastructure, 6 miles of tunnels that serve as a lifeline to all of the buildings, the UIHC complex, our research buildings on the west side of the campus, and obviously the many academic buildings and housing buildings we have on campus. Some pretty staggering figures when you look at those that few see but are so important to our campus. I also want to highlight, you can see the mix of types of spaces we have on our campus. It's often surprising to many how small the percentage is of classrooms, specifically classroom space on a university campus. But there are so many areas that advance the learning and the living environment for our students, for our faculty, and our staff on campus. You can see some of the space summaries that we have on our campus, general fund, UIHC, and auxiliaries, and the the size of those spaces, and then the value of those spaces, replacement costs of $12 billion. So a very important asset, and one we take a high level of responsibility and accountability in caring for those. Some of the challenges that we have on our campus, and it starts in John's summary. He covers this in the document you've been shared as well, representing all of the institutions here. You can see in our general fund area where a lot of our efforts are given, an average age of over a half a century in those buildings. Younger and still yet aging buildings in UIHC, and again close to half a century for the many buildings that represent the many auxiliaries that support our campus. And the changes related to not just functionally obsolete or building systems that grow old and inefficient, but about teaching and about research that is aimed at the next generation of University of Iowa students. And some of the factors you can see we wrestle with every day on our campus in those program challenges with growth and changing those obsolete spaces, affordable housing, especially in the Iowa City area, and of course the limited financial resources to be able to do and the many things and keep those many plates spinning effectively. We often refer to Sightlines, a nationally recognized group consultant that works on as many as 400 campuses in the U.S. They amass a great deal of data that becomes important for us as we strategize the care of our campus. And the graphic you can see to the left generally shows the U.S. trend as compared to the University of Iowa in growth of square footage in campuses throughout the U.S. And we, as you can see, mimic primarily what many of our peers in other universities do post-World War II, massive growth in students there, and then in the early 2000s, same factor came into place and services related to the students. The challenge related to that is the matter of care for these buildings on a long-term basis. When you're keeping buildings and you're working with buildings that have an average age of 50 years, that means every new building you add means that there's another 100-year-old building on your campus to offset that. And caring for those buildings typically occurs on a 30-year basis for total renewal of those building systems. The way that teaching or research is done in those buildings have changed over that two-generational period. And to catch those spikes and know that that means in another 25 to 35 years, significant work is needed on your campus is something that we strategize with, and peers of ours struggle with it as well. And it is, as you can see in the lower right, all about keep-up costs and catch-up costs, and what we do in deferred maintenance to take care of things that aren't working. It, as John states in his write-up, for every dollar you spend in keep-up costs, the investment in that is threefold. It would take $3 in catch-up costs. And so it's very important for us to look at making sure as we go forward that we're staying ahead of the game in caring for our facilities. We've made good progress on energy consumption and our efforts toward energy consumption on our campus. We have been determined to make sure that since 2010 we would not grow in our energy consumption, despite the fact that we've had significant growth on the campus in that time. And the offsets have been significant. The efforts at the campus have been significant, to the point where a lot of our work in working with biofuels, the combination of natural gas and then biofuels that include oat hulls from Cedar Rapids at the Quaker Oats plants, the miscanthus crops that we are now partnering with Iowa farmers and burning the miscanthus plant in our power plant have replaced coal use so much that we are absolutely confident and committed to needing coal no longer on the University of Iowa campus by 2025. As we mentioned, and going back through this, some of the great progress we have has been related to planning and what we're doing in following the Board of Regents' efforts on tier in making sure that we are being as efficient with the use of our space as we can be. We've refined planning conventions and processes on our campus in a shared governance effort that has matured our planning process over the last 5 years, and it's led to in effect, miniature master plans for the different quadrants of our campus, the different colleges on our campus and auxiliaries. And it's led to some reductions in square footage. Interestingly enough, a program on our campus, and it's listed in the third heading down the page, where we're looking at removing significant square footage of antiquated, obsolete buildings on our campus. And the buildings, the 5 buildings you see listed there, actually represent between 200 and 250,000 square feet of space that can be removed from our campus, which, one, lowers that average age and the cost for care, but also makes sure that our campus and our students and our researchers are learning, teaching, and discovering in spaces that are fitting the next generation and the next century of those efforts. That includes, and is at the top of the list, Seashore Hall. That was the hospitals and clinics building we all toured today. That was the hospitals and clinics until 1928. It was built in 1899. From that point forth, since 1930, that has been a former hospital, has been the home to our psychological and brain sciences program, as well as sociology and other social sciences. It's become an inappropriate place for us to teach modern techniques in both research and pedagogy, and our new projects are allowing us to take down more square footage, actually twice as much as the new, because of improved efficiencies in that planning. We're also, and we will talk about it a little bit later, very excited about the re-energizing and reprogramming of spaces that had been, for a time, lost to the flood of 2008. Our renewed approach about deferred maintenance, program needs, modernization, all of those come together through this planning, this master planning process we have. Very excited about it. The progress has been good and seen through all of our colleges. We wanted to finish the presentation, as we always do, with a look at our top priorities for capital requests for appropriated funds from the state. It amounts to a list of 2 for us. The first on the list, our main library and academic support center. The main library was built in 1951. It is the largest building on our entire campus at 427,000 square feet. It has the largest deferred maintenance need of over $30 million. So it is not a project, as all of our projects will be when we request of the state. The centerpiece is about buying down deferred maintenance and caring for the campus because of what I've just presented in these brief list of slides. This project will eliminate that. If we execute it, will eliminate that deferred maintenance and create a building that is modernized to meet the needs of our students. As an example, the current first floor, about half of that was renovated as a first phase that we funded toward this project in 2011. We have seen nearly a 10-fold increase in visitors by students to that building since that 24-hour commons has been added to our campus. It's become an epicenter for our students on campus, and we know we need to move forward in modernizing a building that serves every student on our campus and most of the faculties, all of the colleges on our campus. The second, and just as important, is the heartbeat of our campus, the Pentacrest. As you can see by the graphic, 2 of the buildings are complete. Schaefer Hall has been modernized, and of course the work in the old Capitol. It leaves 3 buildings, McBride, Jessup, and McLean, as buildings that still have systems that are original to the buildings in the first quarter of the 1900s, when those buildings were built and became the core symbolically and geographically for our campus. The $73 million needed would be to accommodate 3 buildings ranging in $25 to $30 million for each of those, for full renovations, elimination of the deferred maintenance, and a maximizing of space at the core of our campus for our students. Currently, we have administrative functions on the Pentacrest, and we're looking at relocation of those to make way for academic space on the main campus. 2 projects that are desperately needed. This project of these 3 buildings was actually number 1 on our list the day before the flood in 2008, and we pulled it from the list for the interests of recovering from the flood. But it's time for it to come back, and those buildings are only 10 years older than they were when we needed it back then. And that is the end of my presentation. I think you're going to hold questions till the end, John.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
That's all right.
Paul, you want to go ahead?
Chairman Dakovich, board members, good morning. I'll review the Facilities Governance Report and the capital plan for Iowa State University. First, I'm going to do this, most of the facility government report, discuss this kind of in the terms and the reference of what's been happening in Iowa State over the past several years. As you know, Iowa State's enrollment has grown substantially over the past 10 years. And our inventory has grown, but not necessarily one for one relative to this growth in enrollment. You see there both our total inventory, 14.7 million square feet of facilities, and then our general education facilities, which in fiscal year 18, we totaled 7.3 million square feet of facilities. Kind of looking more inside the buildings, our core teaching functions that go on in there. Again, enrollment going up 40% over time. We've kept up with that to some degree with the laboratories we've built on campus over the past several years. Again, not one-to-one, but where we have felt the stress is, as you can see, is in our classrooms. That top red line up there, it really hasn't changed much in terms of classroom capacity over the past 10 years. We've only gone up about 4%. So what does that mean in terms of utilization of the classrooms? Of course, we report this every year in the governance report. First on the left, a bit of a busy chart there, but on the left in red is our seat utilization in the classrooms. So what that means is when a class is in session, how many seats do you on average occupy? The goal is to try to get to 67% occupancy overall. Last fall, 2017, we hit 64%. The second line there shows an hourly use. You're supposed to try to use your classrooms about 30 hours a week. That's Monday through Friday, compared to Monday through Friday, 9 hours a day for a 45-hour week. We're just about there at about 30 hours a week. And you'll say, gee, why not higher? Is that the best you can do? This just comes down to scheduling. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. We've got over 7,000 classes. We're trying to cram into 210 rooms, all with slightly different schedules. You never quite block out the entire classroom schedule, both in seat utilization and in classroom use. The labs on the right, as you can see, the lab utilization, the number of stations on labs that we occupy has been trending down a bit, which kind of reflects probably the fact that we have built more laboratories on campus. But you also see the lower line there, the hourly use. The hourly use has been creeping up over time. Labs, you're never going to get 30 hours a week out of a lab. Labs are very custom designed. They're unique. A classroom, doesn't matter if it's English, physics, or economics, you can use a classroom. But obviously a wet lab versus a civil engineering lab versus a biology lab is going to be a little different. And you won't get the same utilization out of those. So what does that mean overall? The squiggly lines, if you put them together, you can combine an overall utilization number, and that's what's shown here. Our overall classroom utilization has been creeping up over time, and we're about there. We're about in terms of maxing out the utilization of our classrooms. In terms of our enrollment, labs, we do have some capacity there to grow, but that, of course, is going to be program specific depending on the department and the classroom. You know, we've got 62 different departments running labs across the campus, and they each have individual needs. And we need a lab, you need a lab. It doesn't. It's, as I said, not quite as flexible as other facilities. So the backlogs, what are the conditions of our facilities? This emphasis on the general education funds. Up in the upper left corner, you'll see there our academic and research facility and academic research and administrative facilities, i.e. the general fund facilities. The top right, the red line there is the growth of our backlog of deferred maintenance over time. That has been normalized for inflation, so that's in constant fiscal year 2018 dollars. So that's real growth, that's not inflation. So unfortunately, we have not been able to keep up with that over time. And that little green line you can see on the bottom of the chart, and barely see it, that's how much annually we put toward dealing with that issue. So we're running somewhere between $5 or $10 million a year, depending on the year, attacking that problem. More like nibbling away at the problem. On the right, you'll see our utility system, which at Iowa State is an independent auxiliary, so it's a self-finance operation. That backlog has been growing too over time, but relative to the size of the physical plant, that's not as much of a concern. That represents about 4% of the replacement value of our utility systems, whereas for the general academic facilities, that's about 14% of the replacement value of our facilities. Good news on the bottom there, that's just tracking over time the progress we've made in dealing with the fire and life safety deficiencies identified by the state fire marshal and our staff and our environmental health and safety department. We have been knocking that down over time, and we do program sufficient funds, we think, to continue doing that over time. And we think we will be able to get to the point where we'll just be dealing with the new issues that they identify every year. So we've made some good progress in that area. Moving along to the capital plan, just a brief summary though, what we are currently counting on the state for today. These are projects that have been previously authorized and we've already had funds appropriated. Of course, the Student Innovation Center, looking for 3 more years of appropriations from the state. That project is under construction. The concrete structure is up in place. Hopefully we get it temporarily closed in and do some work inside over the winter and maybe be able to host you for a tour come next February when you visit Ames. The veterinary diagnostic lab, I'm sorry, not a completed site, but hopefully we can take you through a site under construction. The veterinary diagnostic lab, which you know has been the top priority for the university for new construction for years. We did get a $1 million appropriation this year, and you will have before you for consideration later our request for permission to proceed with planning. We did get $63.5 million authorized by the state. Of course, that was not the full request. So during the planning process, we'll be kind of taking a hard look at that issue. What of the program that we envisioned when we looked at a $124 million project can we accommodate within the funds available? And do we need to come back perhaps and look at additional funds or additional fund sources? So that'll be a continuing discussion. So what are we proposing for the capital plan for fiscal year 20 and beyond? First, the traditional requests for fire and life safety funding, and of course for deferred maintenance. Try to again continue to nibble away, deal with the highest priorities in our backlog of deferred maintenance there. And what you show there, kind of a growing funding over the next 5 years, is our ability, we think, to execute it. If we were able to get funds, we couldn't spend $10 million in 1 year from a standing start, just from the reality of trying to get access to that many buildings to do the work. So we're looking at trying to maybe phase it in over time. Our top priority now, much like folks here in Iowa City, our library. And I'll talk more about that in a couple minutes. A couple other projects there. Our biosciences backfill project, that's a follow-on to the completion of the Advanced Technology Research Building, which you did tour back in January. We have some space that has been freed up in other buildings, like some of our core academic science buildings, and we can consolidate some departments in there and deal with some of the conditions of those buildings. And then the second project there, much like you just heard, a capital renewal program to start going after our real core academic buildings, Gilman Hall, Bessie Hall, Kildee Hall, if you're familiar with the campus, and start tackling that very large accumulating backlog of deferred maintenance. Because despite the growth in the enrollment, we're going to count on these buildings going forward. As you saw, we have not grown new buildings to keep up with that growth in enrollment. We need these older buildings to continue the operations of the university. So, Parks Library, if you're familiar with the campus, you know that's our main library right in the middle of the campus. Use has gone up with enrollment, and we're hosting over 2 million visits a year in that building now, which of course puts some stress on the facility. But this project is really aimed at dealing with the changing demand for a library. It's no longer the stacks of books that are bringing the students in. It's flat, horizontal space to either work together or study individually, and that's what this project will try to do. This is based on a study that we've completed last year in terms of taking a look at our second and third floors in there, and you can see the total program budget we're looking at is $28 million. Really focusing on the second floor on the left for the level 2 and level 3, the areas in yellow are the stacks, the bookcases that we still have up there. The intent of this project is to move those down into some high density storage areas in the basement of the building, free up some more space by moving some old mechanical equipment, which needs to be replaced anyways, part of our big backlog, move that up to the roof, take advantage of all that space, and create, as you see there, 600 new seats for students and a lot more rooms for them to get together and work together individually or collaboratively. The building is a busy place. We would have to phase this on over time. It'll stretch the schedule out. We anticipate doing this sequentially, do the high density storage first, replace the air handling units, and then get into the third and second floor. And that, subject to questions at the end, concludes the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Michael?
Before we get into the facilities governance report, I want to express our sympathies to the family and coworkers of Kevin Bly, a steam fitter who died on Monday as a result of injuries incurred while working on a steam line on campus. Kevin was a 10-year employee who was dedicated to his job. I'd seen him last week at 1:30 in the morning when we were both on campus for the original steam line issue. In characteristic Kevin style, he had a little satirical comment about me being on campus at that time in the morning. We'll miss him and his dedication to his work. As a result of this tragic incident, UNI has hired the national firm of HBK Engineering, headquartered out of Chicago with offices around the country, to provide a review of the process and circumstances surrounding the incident. So for our facilities governance report, we'll provide an overview of the land on our campus. We have about 800 acres. As you can see from here, we've sold off a couple large parcels within the last few years, one for a new community-based hospital and one to the school district who's anticipating building a new high school. 800 acres is more than enough for a campus of our size, even with our rural conditions on the campus. When we look at building assets, the entire university has about 4.8 million gross square feet and 71 major buildings. About half of that is general fund. As we've seen from the other institutions, there's a large portion that's not part of the general fund as well. And you can see the breakout there of what those are. The University of Northern Iowa follows national trends and what we see at the other two institutions in terms of the age profile of our buildings. And so the dark line there is the general fund, and then the orange line is our Department of Residence, which has about a third of our square footage as well. Very typical pattern. You can see that large building boom from the 1960s for residential facilities. One of the things that's interesting as we move through that, though, and we look at a building life cycle, as we've heard, 30, 40 years, it reaches a point where you have to replace certain components of the building, just like you do have to replace a furnace at home, the HVAC system in these large buildings as well. We have focused on that rather than tear down and rebuild, and so you can actually see the demographic age of our buildings shifts to the right a little bit as we've gone through and renovated some of the buildings. And so a couple quick examples of that is Lawther Hall we renovated. That was a $22 million and just opened last fall. The other one is Schindler Education Center, where we have renovated that and opened it. That's an excellent example of where the operating costs are lower on a newer building than on a new building. We anticipated about $183,000 a year savings on energies. The first year it was open, we experienced a $240,000 savings in energy costs. And so those renovations have worked well for us. You can see as the buildings age, we have deferred maintenance. You can see what we've done the last couple of years. We have about $160 million of deferred maintenance. A project goes on to that list when it reaches the end of its life cycle on paper. Some of those times, a roof is a good example. Sometimes you can extend the life of the roof beyond that with a little bit of work, and so it still stays on the list as a deferred maintenance item, but we're extending the life cycle. Other elements may fail sooner than the life cycle. So this is a rough estimate of what deferred maintenance will be. The university has taken a pretty aggressive approach to energy conservation. Since 2009, gross square footage on the campus has increased by 9.5%. So since 2009, we have more square footage by about 9.5%. That, as you can see on this chart, our actual electrical usage has dropped significantly. So even in a time of growth on square footage, we are using less electricity because of how we have worked on structuring the savings in the buildings. Another component related to electricity is the peak demand load. When you need the peak demand, and for most businesses, it's usually in Iowa, it's around September or August when it's really hot outside and you need more air conditioning, it takes more electricity. Utility companies have to plan for that much of a load. And so since it's only used for a little bit, you pay for that the whole year. It's factored into your rates for the entire year. So we pay close attention to our peak load, and our peak load is the lowest it's been in 19 years. It's lower than what it was in 2000. When we see a couple of those days coming along, we send out communication to campus encouraging everybody to shut off the coffee makers, the copy machines, any of those high items, or even when something's turned off, it'll still pull a little bit of juice. And so we make a concerted effort campus-wide, and you can see the results of that. We've been able to shave our load down over the last 19 years, and that contributes to ongoing savings as well. Additional ways we've been sustainable is we've used the AmeriCorps project to increase lighting, and so we save on labor on actually converting some of those over. The top bullet is worth mentioning. That's an in-house commissioning process where every year we have 5 buildings. We'll send a team in of some of our design professionals, some of our engineers, some of our in-the-field HVAC mechanics, so some people that work on it, they go back to how was the system designed, and over years it's been tweaked or adjusted, and is it no longer efficient for what it was supposed to be doing? And so we get the whole team in there looking at it, and we're seeing efficiencies in the building once we recommission that building and get it back to the original design standard, as well as match that up with what the current occupancy is. It's no longer as much variance as what we had anticipated, and we see some efficiencies moving forward. The last bullet point is also worth noting because it's been very well received on campus. We're using activated water now for most of the cleaning in our general education buildings, which means we've taken out the overwhelming majority of chemicals that we use in the process. And so the indoor air quality is dramatically better, yet the cleanliness is the same as what it was before. So we focused on the indoor air quality, and it's actually easier for our custodians, less risk for our custodians as they work through those processes then as well. Shifting to our 5-year capital plan, the university again has 2 primary requests we'll pull forward. The first one is always deferred maintenance and fire and life safety, as it is for the board, and so that'll be our first request that we would ask the board to consider for the legislature. The second one is the same building we had last year, the Industrial Technology Center, the modernization of that particular project. This project is about a 100,000 square foot project. It would modernize the existing space of about 52,000 and then add about 48,000 square feet for a total project cost of $42 million. Our request will be a multi-year request for $38 million from the legislature, and we would engender about $4 million in gift money to accompany that. This project has strong support from many industries, specifically the Master Builders of Iowa and the Associated Builders and Contractors of Iowa have been strong advocates for this project. So 2 very large construction groups. And for obvious reasons, we feed their industry with our graduates. This will buy down about $10 million worth of deferred maintenance in the building. And so it's a good investment from that perspective. Also, the building was built in '74, and as one might imagine, there's been an awful lot of technology that has changed since that time period. And so we should be able to enhance significantly these 4 areas. One, the ability to educate our teachers, prepare our teachers better in the STEM fields. Economic development is an important component of this particular buildings project, with the additive manufacturing and the metal casting center being parts of this academic program. And then the interaction with industry. We have some labs that do some testing for industry that's part of this facility. And then, of course, modernizing the curriculum for our students as well. With that, I'd answer questions at the end.
Thank you, Michael. John Kuhl with the Iowa School for the Deaf.
Thank you. It's good to be here, present this to you. I'm here to talk about long haul interior exterior, our capital 5-year capital request. And this is the building, the high school building, middle school building. This is where we house both high school and middle school. All of our classes for them are held in this building. And the middle school was built, the high school long haul was built in 1930. It has 50,442 square feet. And we are also in the process, we have moved the Vinton campus, everything that we had on the Vinton campus moved to the Iowa School for the Deaf campus in Council Bluffs. That transition went rather smoothly, and we no longer have staff working on the Vinton campus with the exception of a few facility staff. And so we have made a lot of renovations there on the campus. And a part of this request is to, as we bring this building up to speed, is to renovate so that blind and visually impaired students have access in the building, as well as the deaf and hard of hearing students that we serve. The work would include replacing all of the windows and exterior doors, upgrade the heating and cooling system to tuck point the building and basically seal the building. We would need to add a fire protection and suppression system. We currently have smoke detectors, but then the next thing is to evacuate the building. And so we want to add the fire suppression system, which we currently have in both the girls' and boys' dorm. And those 2 buildings are in the capital request, the capital 5-year capital plan. Those 2 buildings would be similarly brought up to speed in the future requests for FY21 and 22. But this is for FY20. We would want to upgrade the weather and emergency alert system. It's the audible and visual alert system in our buildings, particularly in this building. Just a sidebar, we are currently working with Iowa State University on upgrading our fire panel and adding an audible visual alert system in the careers building that has our vocational classes in it. And we expect that work to begin. We actually have the bidding process going out tomorrow. I have a meeting for that tomorrow, so we'll be doing that tomorrow. And we hope to get that done. But that visual audible alert system is really kind of a prototype for what we want to do throughout the campus, and this building would be next. I've mentioned this, the doors opening out into the hallway, blind and visually impaired students, that's a hazard for them, and so we would have to convert those to have those doorways open into the classroom rather than being out into the hallway. There's other things that we would do to bring it up to code, enclosing the stairwells, adding the handrails, those kinds of things. The total request is $4.325 million. It's a one-time request for FY20. And then for the Iowa Braille, that kind of covers the Iowa School for the Deaf, the Iowa Braille and Sight Saving School. We're currently administrators at ISD and IBSSS. We're working with the board office to transfer ownership of the Vinton property to the city of Vinton. That process continues to be ongoing. That kind of concludes what I have to bring to you today.
Thank you, John. Myrna Johnson with Iowa Public Radio.
I should know that. Thank you so much for this opportunity to tell you about some critical needs on some properties owned by the universities and managed by Iowa Public Radio. First of all, I wanted to give you a little background on Iowa Public Radio just to kind of refresh everybody's memory on sort of how we're related to the universities. We were formed in 2004 by the Board of Regents to manage all of the stations owned by Iowa State, the University of Iowa, and the University of Northern Iowa. Together, it's 25 stations. It's about $11 million in public radio infrastructure that we manage for the universities. And we have an audience of about 250,000 listeners each week to our programming statewide. And this particular capital request is for 3 projects. They've been kind of piling up. One is on 2 are Iowa State University properties, and one is the University of Iowa, and they're becoming rather critical. So I thank you for the opportunity to tell you about them today. They total $1.43 million together. This is the network. The dotted lines are AM news stations. You can see the green ones are News and Studio One, and the red ones, the colors are a little tough, are a classical service. There's a long history of public radio here in Iowa, and the University of Iowa and Iowa State were really pioneers in radio and also in public radio. And we're very proud of helping the universities continue that legacy. In 2022, we hope to celebrate 100 years with universities when their licenses will each be 100 years old. They were among the first stations to get licenses from the FCC in 1922. So these are the projects. WOI-FM, it's our largest audience station in central Iowa, and it's owned by Iowa State. It serves about 60,000 listeners each week. The transmitter is 24 years old, and we're living on borrowed time. These transmitters last 15 to 20 years typically. Our engineers are very good, but I'm very concerned that we're not be able to use the duct tape and baling wire to keep it going for much longer. So the project would be replacing the transmitter on the ground, the transmission line that goes all the way up that tower to an antenna near the top of the tower. It's a total of $830,000 for that project. I guess one other thing to note is that the transmission line has obsolete clamps, so we're even having a hard time finding parts for the transmission line at this point. KSUI is our largest classical signal. It's owned by the University of Iowa, and it serves a translator in the Dubuque area, so it's the predominant classical station here in eastern Iowa. It serves 48,000 listeners per week. The transmission line failed in 2015, and this is the tower crew that was out to take care of it at that time. You can see maybe that there's some moisture inside there. And that created a failure in the line. They took it apart and cleaned it and put it back together, but it's been compromised, so it really does need to be replaced. And the cost is about $350,000. This is a picture of what some of the corrosion that was on that internal line at that time. Kind of a cool picture of Iowa, though, from the top of the tower there. KICP is a classical signal in the Des Moines area. This is a picture of our transmission room at KICP. That sort of middle, or you see a sort of a brown door. There's sort of a gray, science fiction-y looking kind of thing. It's a transmission. That is a transmitter. It's a hand-me-down transmitter that we're using there. It has really high downtime. We've already been down 165 hours this year, the issue with this one is that it's an old vacuum tube transmitter that's highly inefficient, so it overheats frequently. And the antenna is very prone to icing. And so in winter, that creates big issues for us. So we will replace it with a new transmitter and antenna that will require a lot less energy and that will be less prone to icing. And this is just a cool picture from the top of KSUI tower. Thank you so much for the opportunity to highlight these issues. I know that sort of in the scheme of things, $1.43 million doesn't seem like a lot. It is a lot to us. These are really 3 very critical stations for the network. So thank you very much for the opportunity to tell you about them.
Okay, thank you, Myrna. Any questions at all? I mean, the facilities report is a voluminous document. It's kind of looking back, and it's also looking forward for state requests. So it's all kinds of things all in one, and the idea is to get all that stuff together so not only the regions but the public can go to one place, one document to get their facilities information. So go ahead.
Thank you. I have a question for Iowa Public Radio. I'm being from Western Iowa. I noticed.
Yes. Yes.
What would it take in these renovations to enable the service to Western Iowa?
Yeah, unfortunately, these stations, the area of these stations won't change with these new transmission facilities. The service that we have in Western Iowa is primarily that our AM station in Ames. I will say in Western Iowa, one thing that we are doing right now is we are partnering with KWIT, which is a station in Sioux City and owned by Western Iowa Tech, and we've hired a reporter who's covering Western Iowa, and they are sharing in that reporting. So it would require actually purchasing a new station, which in itself would be probably a couple $1 million endeavor to better cover Western Iowa.
Thank you, Regent Bodker. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Do you want to do the institutional roads? Okay, all righty. Okay, thank you for those annual facilities reports. Next item on our agenda is a register of University of Iowa capital improvement business transactions. Rod Leonard, please.
Thank you, Regent Dokovich. University of Iowa has 2 items for today's meeting. The first is a permission to proceed with planning related to our art buildings, the art building revitalization for an innovation center. The art building was built in 1936 and was the original home to what was called the Iowa Idea, which was the first time in the country connection of studio arts and the physical studio arts with the written arts and art history. The building has been a mainstay for our arts campus and was significantly impacted by the flood of 2008. The federal government recognized that the building was historic and worth keeping, worth saving, so we've done that. It has been in a mothballed state for 10 years now. And this project is one that creates great excitement for us because it really manages two important priorities for us. One is the advancement of innovation, of commercialization of IP, of creation by students, faculty, and staff, and outside visitors to a center that can represent all 11 colleges in the advancement of innovation and creative ideas, and making those work forward together in an interdisciplinary way. And it also saves and revitalizes that 1936 building, which we are certainly driven to do. So this project, currently the range of costs, or the early pre-planning estimate, is $20 to $25 million. A project that that's costs we anticipate will be covered by private donations to this effort. We've got a fast start already before the project even starts, and we couldn't be more excited about getting it started. So upon your approval, we'll start the planning process by engaging in a search for consultants that will help us execute this project over the next couple of years. The second project is the development of off-site central sterilization services for UIHC. This is out on the Oakdale campus, rather, $31.5 million project. This is a approval of design and the budget for that project. This will create both a modernization as well as a consolidation of all of our sterilization functions for the entire UIHC complex, which doesn't just include the UIHC campus here on our campus, but also the remote facilities that serve UIHC. This will be the one place on campus for this to occur. It's both a combination of very important modernizing capacity — it's been undersized for some time — as well as consistency in operation and efficiencies immediately and ongoing with respect to the all-important matters of sterilization for equipment related to the entire UIHC complex. This is a project where we are asking for approval of the budget and approval of schematic design. You've got images of the building that will be out on the Oakdale campus, $31.5 million. I'd be glad to take any questions regarding those two projects.
Questions or comments on those projects? Anybody? Okay, hearing none, we will recommend those to the full board. Thank you very much.
Very good.
Rod.
Thank you.
University of Iowa request to raise two buildings. David, going to do that?
Yeah, the next two items, both this and property transfer, I'll refer to David Keft, our business manager, who is actively working on those two. David's sitting right behind us, and will cover both of these actions for us.
Thanks, Rod. The university is requesting permission to raise two outdated utilitarian buildings. These are both on our Oakdale Research Park campus in sort of a remote location. Both buildings were originally support buildings for the TB hospital that was out there. That main hospital building was raised in 2010, and these buildings remain. They no longer have a useful function for the university. They have high energy usage. One is currently used as a dry lab incubator space. There's other new incubator space that's opened in downtown Iowa City and elsewhere around the campus and the community. The other building is sort of a quite dilapidated building that some of our faculty use in the School of Art and Art History, use for painting studios. With our new facilities, post-flood recovery, art facilities on campus, those studios are being relocated back to the main campus, and both of these buildings will no longer have a function, and we're requesting permission to raise both structures.
Any questions or comments on raising those two buildings? Okay, hearing none, we'll recommend those to the full board. If you would move on to the property transfer, please. David.
Sure. The university is seeking permission to transfer a 5.28 acre parcel that houses the University Club from the University of Iowa Facilities Corporation, which is a separate entity, to the Board of Regents, University of Iowa. This property was purchased quickly in 2008 at the time of the flood. It was used as a catering kitchen and for various storage facilities the club was available for sale at the time of the flood, and we desperately needed it. And so we acted quickly to acquire it. There was a commercial loan that was taken out on this property that has since been, the debt service has been satisfied. The university itself was leasing the facility from the Facilities Corp, paying the debt service on it. And now that the debt has been paid, the university is also looking at redeveloping the area around. Think buying golf course. All of the other property is owned by the university. This is sort of a tooth in that piece that's owned by a separate entity, and to be able to efficiently and effectively redevelop all this property cohesively, we're asking this property to be transferred from the Facilities Corp entity to the university. The university's been maintaining and using the facility ever since 2008.
Okay, questions or comments on that property transfer? Hearing none, we will recommend that. Thank you, David. Register of Iowa State University Capital Improvement Business Transactions, Pam King.
Thank you, Regent Dokovich. Iowa State University is requesting permission to proceed with project planning on our veterinary diagnostic laboratory. As you recall, Paul said a little bit earlier that we had requested $100 million from the state of Iowa. We did receive $63.5 million. So $1 million is for this fiscal year. So we are hoping to go back and look at that building and bring back a $75 million building instead of the 124. We are hoping it will build between 83,000 and 88,000 gross square feet. If you recall, the Veterinary Diagnostic Laboratory is the only full-service and accredited veterinary diagnostic laboratory in the state of Iowa, and it serves both animal and human health, and it also supports the Iowa's $32.5 billion animal agriculture industry in the state of Iowa. And we are also seeking permission to use an alternative delivery method for this in accordance with Regent's policy. Any questions? I'd be happy to answer.
Questions or comments on the veterinary diagnostic? Yes, Nancy.
I will.
During the planning phase, we could look at design build, or one of the construction manager contracts, be a construction manager agent or construction management risk. So we'll weigh the various delivery methods as we do the planning and design.
Excuse me, and we'll be informed of how we proceed
yes.
when yes. Great, thank you.
Any other questions or comments on the veterinary diagnostic laboratory project?
Pam, is the reason you're looking at alternative delivery because you either save time or money or both?
That is correct.
Thank you.
We're trying to do it the most efficient way possible, and we're hoping, because we're going back to the redesign of the entire facility. We had a planning study done in 2014, and so the facility that we had from that planning facility was much larger and much more expansive, and now we're trying to figure out how to downsize it, how to save money, how to make it as efficient as possible.
Any other questions or comments on that project? Okay, hearing none, we'll recommend that to the full board. Thank you very much, Pam. Institutional agreements, leases, and easements. Back to David.
Thank you, Regent Dokovich. Rod previously mentioned the approval of the budget of the Central Sterilization Service for UIHC. Currently, where that's slated to begin construction this fall, there's utility lines from both Mid-America Energy and South Slope Fiber. They've agreed to relocate those lines to a new utility duct bank that we'll be providing. These easements just memorialize the relocation of those utility lines. They're standard utility easements.
Thank you. Any questions or comments on that? Okay, we will recommend that to the board. Thank you. That concludes our agenda. Are there any committee members? Are there any other items to come before the group? John, are any comments on any future meetings?
No, sir.
None. Okay. Thank you. We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
I know.